Fujairah. From the rugged foothills of Rocky Mountains to the idyllic coastline and glistening pristine waters, Fujairah is a breathtaking, untouched seaside emirate where people from all over the world come to explore. But while Fujairah is most commonly renowned for its natural beauty and rich history, it's also home to one of the world's most coveted delicacies. Oysters. Rare, delicate, and synonymous with refinement, oysters are now being farmed at the tip of the Indian Ocean in Fujairah's Dibba Bay, the first and only oyster farm in the Middle East. And with the help of one of the world's largest cargo airlines, Dibba Bay Oysters are now just a day away from the plates of oyster connoisseurs across the world.
Dibba is a wonderful location because it's on the east coast of the UAE. It's completely unaffected by any dense population. There's not any particular industry over there. It's a very pristine environment.
Dibba Bay's farm is located a few miles offshore in 9 hectares of pristine seawater. There are 100 lines and 10,000 hanging lantern baskets, each 3 meters long and holding between 500 and 10,000 oysters, depending on size. These restaurant-grade oysters grow quickly and as a result enable the current production of over 200,000 oysters per month, with more than half being exported globally. Like a fine wine, oysters take on the distinct properties of their environment, which is what makes Dibba Bay oysters unique. They're grown in a subtidal environment, meaning they're constantly exposed to nutrient-rich waters. This, coupled with being exercised by the continuous movement of the sea, leads to their rapid growth, reaching adulthood in around 7 to 9 months, far quicker than the European oyster, which can take up to 3 years.
So we harvest in 2 stages. The first stage is where we bring the oysters from the ocean. We bring them into our main facility and we clean them and we weigh them, and they get separated in the sizes that you would recognize, number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. And then it's a very important next stage is we move them into depuration tanks. And these are simply tanks of seawater which we're filtering and recirculating. They sit there for 2 or 3 days and we cool them down and cleanse them. That makes them nice and clean and ready for market.
The United Arab Emirates is the perfect location for oyster farming. Not only does it offer a wild, pristine coastline, but it also boasts an impressive infrastructure and transport system. Thanks to an 8-lane highway linking it to one of the biggest airports in the world, Dibba Bay oysters can be exported for trade quickly and easily, straight from the sea.
It's very important for us exporting a high-value live seafood product. So we need to be able to rely upon our logistics cold chain. We are able to transport across in our refrigerated trucks from Dibba and have that peace of mind that we can pass that on to our logistics partner and know that the cold chain is maintained. We've been extremely happy exporting to multiple countries around the world from SkyCargo in Dubai. We monitor each shipment, we have temperature trackers in each of them, and we've been astounded actually by the quality of the cold chain that we've encountered.
After packing the oysters in the early hours of the day, the shipment is ready to be transported from the shores of Fujairah direct to Emirates Sky Central in Dubai in just 90 minutes.
Well, these oysters are very special, not because they're oysters, but because it's part of a local SME business in Dibba Bay. UAE is based on commerce and trade, and that's what we support. We're supporting these entities to ensure that they can showcase their products, that they can fly their products around the world, and we continue to do that on a daily basis. And this is important because Dubai is a great location. Geographically, if you fly 4 hours out from Dubai, you're probably hitting over 2 billion people. So in terms of the reach and the network and the capability is significant. The facilities we can see behind us is such a key component of our core competence, especially around moving fresh products like food, like the oysters today. Secondly, we also have great capabilities on the ramp. From the time the oysters arrive at the airport, comes into our warehouse, into our cool chamber, it is fully maintained. And that allows us then to escort the oysters directly to the aircraft. So you can see the supply chain in terms of the temperature control is in no way broken at any point in time.
Having been transported by truck from Fujairah to Dubai using a cold chain system, the oysters are then placed into the temperature-controlled Emirates A380, where they're monitored at a temperature of between 2 to 8 degrees Celsius. Ready for takeoff in just 30 minutes, the oysters fly out in the afternoon and are ready for plating in Moscow restaurants that same evening. In 1971, Russia was one of the first countries to recognize and build a relationship with the newly formed United Arab Emirates. 50 years on, the two countries have formed a stable, trusting and strategic partnership, specifically when it comes to trade.
United Arab Emirates is the main market for Russian import and export goods. It shows the level of cooperation between our countries. And then goes China, South Korea and UK. Well, we have 2 runways here at DME, and last year we were in the top 10 airports around all Europe.
Moscow is actually a multi-airport city. It's also very well equipped in terms of cargo facility. They have cool dollies. They have more than 40 carriers operating to the Mariadovo airport. If we talk about Emirates, then unique is our fleet. We have wide-body aircraft. We can deliver plenty of perishables to and from different points of world.
Being home to some of the most incredible restaurants in the world, including 9 that have been awarded Michelin star status, it's no wonder that the chefs of Moscow are meticulous about choosing oysters that offer the best size, taste, texture and freshness to serve to their discerning customers.
Свежее. Это главное, что есть в устрице. И, конечно, всегда вот эту вот свежесть по запаху. Всегда, когда я предлагаю своим гостям попробовать эту устрицу, я все время говорю: возьмите ее и понюхайте сначала. Это чудесный запах, это аромат Индийского океана, Оманского залива. Эта устрица привезла с собой в Москву воду, в которой она выросла. И это совершенно ни с чем не сравнимый аромат. У нас здесь в Москве нет теплого моря, и когда гости мои нюхают устрицу, они говорят: вау, потрясающе, это действительно запах. Я говорю, это 30-секундная поездка на пляже Fujairah. Вот 1 минута, и ты там.
В Dibba Bay я ценю прежде всего их очень аккуратный размер, свежесть и замечательный вкус. Они по своему вкусу очень сродни японским устрицам, имеют, кроме яркого свежего акцента на старте, прекрасное сладкое послевкусие. И это, конечно, покоряет в вкусе.
When it comes to maintaining such incredible freshness and vibrant flavor, it all comes down to implementing an uninterrupted cool chain system to ensure every oyster is transported quickly and seamlessly.
Для меня, как для шеф-повара, очень важна логистика, то есть быстрота доставки именно устриц, да, в мой ресторан. Вечером я заказал, утром я получил. То есть это самый главный фактор для нас, для наших гостей. То есть.
И еще тем, как грамотно выстроена логистика, что устрицы быстро, бережно, с соблюдением всех необходимых требований прилетели в Москву, и дальше дистрибьютор не кладет их никогда ни в какие аквариумы. Зачем? Там своя дорогая родная вода. И дальше это уже дальше расходится по московским и российским ресторанам, и гости получают вот это удовольствие прямо.
На самом деле для меня было открытие, что в Эмиратах выращивают устриц, что это качественный культурный продукт, и тем не менее их качество меня покорило.
Such consistent high quality is only possible because of the integrity of the supply chain. It's created by the teams from Dibba Bay and Emirates SkyCargo.
So it's been an incredible journey. Only 6 years ago, we set up the farm. It was one shipping container in a pretty deserted port, one line, 100-meter long line that we started with. And today we've got 50 lines, we've got a huge facility, we're just moving to an even bigger one. And not only are we dominating the local market, we're now exporting to very lucrative markets like Russia. And we're able to work with sort of flagship brands like Emirates to be able to tap into their expertise and their network to be able to challenge oyster brands all over the world.
From the sea to the sky, to the plates of the discerning diners of Moscow, the journey of a Dibba Bay oyster is truly fascinating and can only be made possible by partnering with a global logistics expert like Emirates SkyCargo.